What's up, everyone? Brian Phobos here, and today we're going to talk about Komodo, what the platform does, if I think it's a good investment, and just kind of my initial thoughts on it. So basically, Komodo is purporting to be a lot of different things. It's an anonymous cryptocurrency. It's a platform that you can do smart contracts on. It's a platform you can do decentralized ICOs on, and it also has a decentralized exchange that does atomic swaps. Basically what atomic swaps are, if you want to convert from Bitcoin to Litecoin, that instead of going through a centralized exchange like Bittrex, you would essentially be able to trade the cryptocurrency with someone in a trustless environment that uses cryptographic hashing to make it so that you don't have to send your coins to them first and trust them to send you the other coins to you. So basically provides a mechanism that if you send the coins over there, that if they don't send their coins, you're going to get your coins back. I'm not going to go much further into it than that, but atomic swaps are going to be very, very important in the future, just because these centralized exchanges have, always kind of been an issue. Obviously, Mt. Gox got hacked. There was MintPal got hacked. Cryptsy went down. There's been all these exchanges that went down. Bitfinex got hacked. So if you don't own your keys, you don't own your coins. So it's best to be able to control your coins and work in a trustless, decentralized environment. Now, let's go into a little bit more into this and kind of the history. So basically, it's very confusing how Bitcoin Dark and SuperNet has anything to do with Komodo. So Bitcoin Dark says over 80% of the Bitcoin Dark supply has been swapped for Komodo. Developers moved to Komodo coin. Swap continues until January 2018 with a rate of 1 Bitcoin Dark to approximately 50 Komodo. Komodo is the future, but it's almost like they were working on a very similar type decentralized exchange. See, it says Instant Dex. They're working on this very similar thing, and I don't know if they basically rebranded to Komodo because they felt that if they did that, then they could do an ICO. Because they did an ICO at the beginning of the year. That way they could gain more funding and kind of consolidate this and maybe clean up the branding. Now, there's all this stuff about the SuperNet, and I remember seeing that a couple years ago. It was almost like SuperNet was working on these different decentralized applications. It's very confusing what that entity was. And so I don't know if they just try to consolidate this and make it Komodo. It's kind of seems like what it is. So anyway, I downloaded the wallet, and they have it obviously across all platforms, Windows, Mac, and Linux. And this is what it looks like. It's called the Agama wallet. Really clean interface, pretty cool. You can add different coins. Basically, you go here, and then these seem to be coins that are on the Komodo platform already. So you can do that. SPV mode is more like you're connecting to a server out there, like a existing node. If you do native mode, it'll download all the blocks, activate coin, and then it pops up here. So, and I'm assuming from what I'm understanding is that you can even add eventually other cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin, Litecoin, all that kind of stuff. Now this is in beta, so they say, don't store all your crypto in this wallet because they're still working on it, kind of thing. One thing that was sort of confusing, so they talk about the decentralized exchange, and if you go to about Agama, it says barter decks easily exchange cryptocurrencies via a shapeshift-like service, barter decks. If you click on it, it doesn't actually open. So I thought that was kind of weird that didn't open, but then there was no link to it, but you can download barter decks on GitHub and you can start this. Now, the reason this doesn't start right now, and it'll just keep doing this to me, is because I'm not running these wallets in native mode to where they download the whole blockchain. See, I started to download the whole blockchain, but I didn't want to do that for both of those. But that's one of the requirements. If you read this, start Komodo native wallet, start Monaze native wallet, Monaze. So I know that's kind of confusing, but Komodo, again, is purporting to do all these things. And one of the main things that they're saying is that, hey, we're doing the atomic swaps. They did the first atomic swap back in 2014. So all this news about Litecoin doing an atomic swap here kind of more recently, well, I mean, Komodo's already doing it. I just think it's a little under the radar, and I think this is very confusing to people. It's all actually was really confusing to me. Now they're saying they're gonna do a website relaunch and all that kind of stuff, and maybe they'll clean up some of the links, because if you go to some of this stuff and you're like, okay, so there's a decentralized exchange, you know, and it's like BarterDEX, native decentralized exchange. What I'm thinking they're going to eventually do is it's going to be in this Agama wallet, and BarterDEX and Agama are going to be kind of in one application, but I don't know that for sure, because I just think it's confusing if you're going to have to run like two different things. I think it would make sense, kind of how the Exodus wallet has Shapeshift.io integrated into it. It would make sense if there was a thing that was like exchange or something, and then you went there, and actually the BarterDEX thing was in here. And that would maybe make a lot more sense. So I don't know if they're doing that or not, but there's not even a link here to download BarterDEX. It just kind of shows, kind of in a general sense, like what the atomic swap, how it would work. So I don't know. They got information. You can read up on it, on the atomic swaps, and find out more information that way. Now, some of this other stuff, again, you click around and a lot of the links are broken. Like this link to BarterDEX was broken. And even this over here where it's talking about the SuperNet, there's no link to BarterDEX. They're talking about it, showing the pictures and stuff. So I just think they consolidated a lot of the branding, and that's part of the reason why it's confusing. And then some of this stuff is obviously still in beta mode, and maybe they're moving so fast on development that they're not really updating the links and stuff, because then they'll just get too many questions about, hey, wait, this isn't working for me. What's going on with this? So they're just maybe staying a little bit more low key. That's kind of my take on it. So one of the things I looked around online to see if other people were running the decentralized exchange doing these atomic swaps. This looks like a really clean interface, guys, for the BarterDEX. And, you know, other people are running it. This video was put up November 29th, and this is actually from, it seems like, you know, the Komodo group, the people who are running this project. So that's looking promising. And they're showing they're showing an atomic swap between Bitcoin and Komodo. Now, let's see some others. This guy was doing an atomic swap between Komodo and Vertcoin. And then this guy was also showing an atomic swap between Komodo and an underlying asset that's on the Komodo platform. So there's a lot of good things. I'm seeing a lot of good things. And these are recent videos, December 8th. This is just kind of, you know, it's just coming out kind of thing that this is getting improved. And if I look back 2 weeks ago, people were putting up videos of doing the atomic swaps through a command line. So there seems to be a lot of progress on the development into things. If one thing I looked into, because this says, you know, the Bitcoin dark is going to be swapped out for Komodo, so you think, well, how could that affect the price? So Komodo is going for $295, and then if you divide this by 50, because it said you're approximately going to get 50 Komodo for this, that came out to $2.90. I just think that was just a coincidence, because the thing is as more people maybe find out about Komodo and other people are talking about it, like, oh yeah, Komodo's good, you know, it's going to be a good buy, it's got promise, then more people that have no idea about the history behind the Bitcoin dark situation and this whole supernet situation. They don't know what's going on with that, and I don't even 100% know what's going on with it. So none of that even matters. They're just getting in there and buying it. So I just think that was coincidence that it kind of came out to that. I don't think that that's kind of a ceiling for it. Right now, Bitcoin Dart or Komodo is listed 41. It's ranked 41st out of, the cryptos on CoinMarketCap. Okay, 40th. So it's up to 305. It kind of popped a little bit here. You got crazy price action once again on all this stuff. But it does seem like it has promise. The fact that what I'm seeing here seems to be promise, and especially if this ultimately ends up in the same application. And this looks very promising. This is very clean. The way you can flip back and forth to these, and do different things and, go through here. It just seems clean. So, oh, and Jumbler, I didn't even mention that. Jumbler is going to be a coin anonymizer that's built into the wallet. So let's say you do an atomic swap, or you have Bitcoin in there, or some other crypto, then you can do an atomic, or you can anonymize it and everything in this Jumbler thing. Now, Komodo, it's anonymous coin, and it uses zero knowledge proof like ZCash, and it uses the Equihash algorithm, so you can mine it with your GPUs. So if you're looking for a coin to mine that might be more profitable than what you're currently mining, you could look into Komodo. But overall, what I'm going to say about it, I'm going to take a speculative investment with this one. I mean, I don't like the fact that I was so confused. I literally messed around with this for a couple hours just because it just wasn't intuitive, for the wallet, and it wasn't intuitive for the barter dex thing. And I had to look up quite a bit of stuff to kind of understand how their whole ecosystem was going to be put together. And a lot of this stuff isn't 100%, together at this point, because these decentralized ICOs, I don't know, it's not real clear to me how, somebody's going to be able to maybe kick off their decentralized ICOs and that kind of thing. So the whole ecosystem is still developing, and we don't have a 100% clear picture of what's going on here. Also with these atomic swaps, I don't think there's a ton of them going on, because earlier this was at 15,391, and then it went to 15,392. But I have not seen this move for a while, and the page has been refreshed, so it seems to be kind of staying there. So right now, I just don't think a lot of people know that atomic swaps are going on. And then if there's low volume in there, then it's hard to find somebody to do the atomic swap with. And the same kind of thing happens to BitShares, decentralized exchange. There's not as much volume in there. It might be because of the complexity, or for whatever reason, people gravitate towards the centralized exchanges more. But I think that overall, Komodo is one to look out for. I'm going to take a small speculative investment on this one, and hopefully we see a pop over time. But anyway, thanks for tuning into the video. Tell me what you guys think. Tell me if you guys are going to invest in Komodo. And please subscribe. I'm trying to get up to 1,000 subscribers, and follow me on all social media at Brian Phobos, Steemit, Instagram, Twitter. You guys have a great night.